Hi, fellow Webflowers. If you're new to this channel, I am Nico, Webflow developer and co-founder of Blogedin, the one and only Webflow partner agency in Munich, Bavaria in Germany. So today I'm really excited because we are going to be going over this really cool Slick slider. And I'm showing you step by step how this is achieved inside of Webflow. Alright, so to achieve this Slick slider, basically I've used a library, a code, a plugin, and it's called Slick. So you may know the plugin Siema or Splite, and Slick is another Slick slider plugin. And I think the Slick slider has so many benefits because there are so many features that you can use. And I'll go over these features in a second, but let's first of all jump into Webflow and get this Slick slider inside. Alright, so when we are in our Webflow project, you'll see that it looks kinda awful, and that's not a problem because the CSS of the Slick slider will take care of that. So when I mean the CSS, I'll mean this style sheet. So that's the first thing we'll need, is the link to the style sheet, the CDN. And then the second thing that we'll need is the script tag. So basically the CDN for the script tag for the Slick slider. Alright, and so now let's go over what happens here. So let's go into the code, and basically you see there's a script running, and I'm getting a slider and I'm getting the class of CSlideWrap. I'm getting this class with jQuery and it's called CSlideWrap, and then I name this slider. So now when I write slider inside of here, I can run a Slick function and use all these different options. So I'll go over the options real quick. So infinite is there, so there's no end. So basically there are only 3 images, but it's an infinite Slick slider. Next thing is center mode is true. Center mode is there to center everything. So without center mode, there would be a confusion because in this particular layout, there has to be center mode. Variable with true, that's important so that you can see these previous and next slides. Without the variable with, they won't be shown. Next is the speed, and in my case, it's just 600 milliseconds. Then we got slides to show, and that's, one slide is being showed and one slide is being scrolled. So when I'm scrolling, then one slide is being scrolled. Okay, so dots is, you have to just delete those dots because that's an annoying UI. If I maybe make this true and then publish this real quick, then you can see that. I think somewhere would then dots appear. Like anywhere up here. Okay, published. Awesome. So these dots would appear. So that's not what we want. So we're gonna delete those dots, and that's how you do it. Like just say dots and then false. So next thing is for the preview and next arrow. So I'll basically get the class with jQuery again, like in the top right here. I get the class of Slick preview and Slick next, and then name it as my preview arrow and my next arrow. And when we go to the basically inspect the class of these arrows. Okay, so that's again code, and I'll explain it. So basically we have a wrapper right here, that's a div, and that's the C button wrap, and here is the ending of this div. And inside of this C button wrap, we have 2 different buttons. And the first button has a class of C button and then a combo class of Slick preview. And this Slick preview then leads to the button be a preview button because we have it named in the code that I've shown you previously. Okay, and then now, important, we have to set it to a type of button. And okay, next thing is just an image, and that's basically just this arrow that you can see right here. Okay, and then the button ending. And the same goes with this. It's a button of class C button and then Slick next. So that's now a Slick next. That's a next button, type of button, and then just the image, which you can see right here. And then the button ending and then the div ending. Then hit save and close. And here you go. Now we got 2 different buttons, one preview and one next. Okay, and next thing is for responsive. So basically, if you add this responsive mode, you can change the settings. So basically, you can now set a breakpoint of 989, so that on this breakpoint, the new settings will apply. And for my case, I've made new settings for this breakpoint, and it's set in mode of false, and slider show 1, variable with false. Basically, you apply different settings so that the stick slider will be responsive, pretty easy. And then you gotta close all these functions. Perfect. Okay, so that's basically how the slick slide JavaScript works. Obviously, we have a lot of different other features, and I'll quickly go over some of them. Basically, we have, so these are just the settings. So that's accessibility and default of true, adaptive height. So basically what you could do, it's on default set of, default it's set of false. What you could do, you could have an adaptive height of different slides. So one slide could be higher than the other slide. That's totally up to you if you need that. Autoplay, obviously you can set an autoplay and then autoplay speed to adjust the speed. So when does this happen? So if I quickly go over this and then show you that, basically I'll just add autoplay and then set it to true. And then like that. And then we'll need the autoplay speed. And then set it to an autoplay speed of, let's say, just for the tutorial, for 1 second. Like that's in milliseconds, so 1000 means 1 second. Hit save and close, and then publish to selected domain. Now we're gonna refresh this. So now also our dots will disappear, and you'll see it, changes automatically. Okay, so are there any, there are so many, like the whole video would be blown if I would go over all these things. So I really encourage you, I'll put this link inside the description, and I really encourage you to go over all these settings, because there are so many valuable things, and maybe you will see any setting which will lead to your exact problem that you have. Awesome. So let's go over how this works. So as you can see, the preview and next photo is scaled down. So how does this work? Basically, to understand how this works, we'll have to inspect the code. And I'll do this real quick, and then I'll give it like that. Okay, so let's go into the div, and I'll just quickly size it a bit up for you. Yeah, that's a bit too, okay, like let's do it like that. That's our div for class of C section. And then we go to our C container where the images are inside. Then we go into the C slide rep. Make this a little bit better to see. Then we go into the slick list, and then into the slick track. And inside this slick track, there are the different slides. So now you can see that everything is changing. So I'll quickly delete the autoplay just for this tutorial reasons. Refresh that. And then again inspect. Okay, so now we are again inside of here. So if we're gonna inspect this element, then you'll see that, this is this div class right here. And let's take a look at the class, because that's the important part. So the class is CSlide, slick current, slick active, slick center. So if we take a look at this class, you will see real quick that all the other divs do not have this class. So all the other divs have just the class of CSlide and slick slide, and they don't have a class of slick current or slick active. So that's what we are gonna aiming to. So basically what we're gonna tell the code is, if a CSlide has the combo class of slick active, then a specific CSS will apply. Because when we are gonna go over and change this, what you can see that the slick active will change on the new active one, on the new slide which is in the middle. Okay, so let's now, with our new knowledge, let's apply this to our code. So I'll go over to the custom code and to the heads tag, and then make it like this, and then you'll see that. Okay, make it a little bit bigger. Awesome. Okay, so right here we have our class of CSlide. That's the same class we got right here. That's the CSlide. And now we are going to tell the code for CSS CSlide not. So basically that's the way how you define a class which is not a combo class. So that's how you define this. So CSlide and then not slick active. A CSlide which has not a combo class of slick active will this code be applied. So a transform of scale 0.8, so that's how you scale something down in CSS, and has a transition of transform is 0.7. So that it won't go right away, it has a transition. Awesome, and then curly brackets closed. And now we have our CSlide is slick active. So a CSlide which has a combo class of slick active will be transformed to its normal state of 1 and will be transitioned like the slick active not transform is 0.7 seconds. So then apply to the whole code. So publish this, and this will then lead to this scale down and scale up effect, because this slide right here is active and these slides are not active, and when they are going to get active, it is going to be scaled up. Obviously also the arrow buttons work. Alright, so that's it for the Slick Slider video. I will put the clonable inside of the description where you can get it and clone it and use it however you like. I will also link you this GitHub page by Keen Wheeler, because I really encourage you to get over these options because there are so many, and I hope you find the perfect option for you. If you are a business and you need professional Webflow help, you want to migrate to Webflow to feel the power of Webflow, contact us at contact@bloggedin.de or just go onto our website and give us a request. Alright guys, so I'll see you in the next Webflow video, and till then, happy coding!